Hello, this is your friendly neighbor Dr. Jimmy128 and with me is
Irish.
yes, this is my girlfriend once more. And we are casting a third game here. She's on vacation right now in Cebu. She is from Davao. And what we have here is a ladder match between CubePayAso and PeleusSPR. This is a ladder match. I believe PeleusSPR is and I'm lagging. Hello. Computer, do not fail me now. Okay, that's fixed. Anyways, this is a ladder match that Chuck sent me. I wonder why this is so important. Anyways, this is going to be on Shakura's Plateau. This is a rather large map. It's a four-player map, but one interesting thing about this map is there are four spawn points where your opponent can spawn. However, if you spawn here, your opponent can never ever spawn here. If you spawn here, they'll either be in the very very far position or the close air position. His opponent is going to be a Zerg. I think this guy is a Grandmaster or a high level Masters player. I will have to check on the match history later on and I'll post that in an annotation somewhere here. And right now his opponent is a Zerg.
Both?
No, right now the Sticky Icky
Both sila,
player.
sir.
No, Chuck is Terran, the
Ah.
humans. Remember the one that you like?
Really?
Yeah, you told me you like the Terran.
I thought it's a joke.
You like Chuck? Uh-oh. Just kidding. And it looks like Peleus is currently trying to scout where Chuck's position. Chuck is also just now scouting right after he finishes barracks. Oh no, right after it's about to finish. And this drone will be able to get in. Now, one thing that a lot of Terrans and Protoss like to do against Zerg is they like to block their ramp with buildings. This is because they want to prevent what's called Zergling run-bys. When Zerglings literally run by the opening of your base into uh, your mineral line to try and harass the SCVs, it's very samok to deal with, and if you don't deal with it, then they'll kill all your SCVs. So that's why Terrans like to wall off right away. And it looks like went for a very very fast spawning pool because the travel distance on this map is rather long, and plus there is this watchtower in the middle. If you put a unit there, you'll gain vision of a certain area right
What's
there.
that?
This is called a Zelnaga watchtower.
Zelnaga.
I'll show you when they use it later. So Peleus is comfortable enough to go for a very fast hatchery. And what is Chuck doing? He's going for a factory. So he may be going for that build that he used against Dion during the finals. Right after this factory, I expect him to get a command center right away to get his Bohol expansion.
It's always what?
Yeah, because Bohol is the closest place to Cebu.
Mm.
Or Dion Santander. Oh, here. Look. See here? The watchtower activated. And now Chuck can see this entire area here. This one. So this will give him vital information if his opponent is going to attack him or not. Like right now, if you look at Chuck's vision, he will know if ooh, so there are Zerglings on the way. He knows that's coming. He runs the SCV away just in time.
And then?
And what he wants to do is scout what his opponent is doing. Now, yeah, the SCV is trying to run away. And uh-oh, there are two more Zerglings and it looks like this SCV is going to die. There you go, it dies. It didn't get much information. It did know that the expansion is already up for the Zerg. And there's going to be one spine crawler for defense. And other than that, no other information was did Chuck get. And right now he has some Hellions on the field. These were the motorcycles that I told you that have flamethrowers. These guys deal a lot of damage to small units. As you can see, it's gonna be Zergling barbecue. So that's nice and tasty. Yummy, yummy, yummy. We had Zergling paksiw at one point. So you can imagine maybe they eat the Zerglings. And looks like Peleus is placing down an evolution chamber. Why is he putting his buildings here? It is to prevent the Hellions from running directly up. to the ramp and destroying all their drones. Remember that the Hellions deal a lot of damage to light units, right? Drones are very, very light units. So
Drone.
mhm, these are the
Drone.
workers for Zerg. So if Terran has the SCVs, Zergs have drones.
I researched that means SCV.
You can check Google later. Right now, Chuck just wants these Hellions for what's called map control, meaning he wants to control where his opponent goes on the map. At this point, he wants to keep the Zerg right here in his base, which he is doing very well as he has completely walled off his uh, natural. But this is very interesting. Normally, Zerg players only get 2 evolution chambers, but Peleus is getting 3.
Why?
So this might tell me he's gonna get all 3 of these upgrades, because you can only research 1 upgrade at a time. So this evolution chamber can research this melee attack or close range for the Zerglings, range attacks or missile attacks for these things called roaches, mga ok, and then armor, which will increase the defense. What man? Ah yeah, there's sticky and icky, diba? These are the roaches. They have a range of 4 and they shoot acid. Let's see. 4 range. So that is the maximum distance they can shoot. Chuck though is aware that the roaches are on the way. But looks like here comes Chuck with Marines and the Hellions. The Marines are taking most of the damage. The Hellions are able to add more damage, and these tanks are looking very, very scary. These 3 roaches have to run away or else they will die. And looks like Peleus is now frantically making a lot of Zerglings. Looks like Chuck is now scanning to see what is up front, and he only sees nothing. So it looks like Chuck can siege up right here on the high ground. He can gain vision with the Hellions and destroy Peleus' building. So here comes Chuck with the attack. Here comes the Marines and Hellions. The Spinecrawler trying to defend, but it can only attack 1 at a time. It takes out 1 Hellion, stacking 1 Marine, but Chuck, it doesn't matter. All Chuck has to do is focus down the Spinecrawler and move back just a little bit to prevent the Zerglings from dealing maximum damage. And the tanks are just wasting the Zerglings. And 1 evolution chamber has fallen. Looks like a Baneling nest is about to come out for Peleus, and he really needs that Baneling nest very, very soon. He only is producing 16 Zerglings right now. Now that's going to 24. And it doesn't look like Peleus has enough defense right here. He has to wait for his Zerglings, but his Zerglings need to go at the, all out at once, but the tanks are just going to destroy them. But, yes, it looks like all the Zerglings have been taken out. Chuck is continuing to reinforce with more tanks, and here comes some Zerglings. He'll be able to take out this tank. Yes, the tank is taken out by the splash damage from the other tank, but it looks like Chuck is in a very, very strong position, slowly pushing in into the Bohol expansion. And looks like Peleus has just gathered his Zerglings, but he's now going to attack, and he's now pulling up all the drones to try and survive. But the siege tanks are laying waste to the drones. So many drones dying, 6 drones, 7 drones have now fallen, and Chuck is still keeping up the pressure. Here come a lot of Zerglings, and here come some mules from Chuck. I don't know if these are bad-mannered mules or manner mules, but maybe just to repair the siege tanks, which is having the mule do right here. Very smart move there from Chuck. And still Chuck is in a very commanding position. A 3rd hatchery being thrown down just for additional production, but the siege tanks are dealing so much damage. This hatchery is taking so much fire. This mule doesn't know what to do. This mule actually is supposed to be for mining and repairing. What Chuck did was he called in a mule. And oh, here come a lot of Zerglings. They're attacking the Marines, but they really need to attack the siege tanks, and the tanks just wipe them out. And Chuck is way in the lead. He's ahead 80 food over 57, and Peleus is looking very, very, very bad at this point. Chuck is just continuing on with the pressure. He's even now getting another command center just to expand in case that this attack does not end. And the hatchery has fallen for Chuck. And Chuck scanning to see that there is absolutely no defense. What he can do is he can frog leap the siege tanks up on the high ground, meaning unsiege the tank at the back, move it in front. Once it is siege, he'll unsiege the tank up here and he'll move it forward again. And here come 2 Marines just to spot the high ground. And Peleus is scrambling right now for defenses. A scan going down for Chuck so that he can have vision of the Zerglings up top. And wow, oh wow, Chuck is looking very, very strong. Just now, Peleus is putting down a Spire, and he really needs that Spire to take out these siege tanks. But is it too late? Chuck is knocking on the front door.
Spire.
The Spire, the one that allows him to make Mutalis the flying bird thing. But looks like Chuck is taking out the Overlords to try and supply block Peleus, and Peleus has been supply blocked. He cannot make any more units. And here comes what looks like to be the final push here from Peleus. He has to destroy the siege tanks if he wants to win this game. But no, Peleus GG's. And Chuck takes the game. And he hasn't. There you go, Chuck left the game. And right after this, Chuck became freaking Grandmaster. Congratulations there to Chuck. I will not stop the video right now. I will show you, of course, his latest and greatest achievement. He is the first Grandmaster of Team Cube ever since Bishop got demoted to Masters because of his busy schedule. And let us take a look. There you go. There is our Grandmaster with a 50% win rate, 11 wins out of 22 games. Not a bad win-loss record right there. And there you go. That is CubePayAso, Cube's Grandmaster. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. This has been Dr. Jimmy
And Irish.
saying bye-bye.